study for a test that you had in 2 hours. Well, you immediately rush out of bed, you go to your backpack, and you get the few notes that you have taken out of your notebook. You start to read them, and you read them, and you just can't seem to remember anything that you read. You just keep thinking about, what am I going to do? Am I going to really just force this in my head and not remember what I'm going to do? People seem to use the word stress often lately. When you talk to your friends or family, you usually hear that school or work is causing their stress. I'm usually stressed out from school. I'm actually stressed out from school right now. And when I started taking yoga here at the school and at my country club, I actually don't really think about school as much as I do with not doing anything else. Basically, I just kind of sit into my own little world, just breathe, and just kind of let everything flow out. Stress occurs in everyone, and the best ways to relieve it is by practicing the art of yoga. First, I will be describing what the problem is, and second, what are the cause and effects of stress, and lastly, how yoga can be the solution to our problem. I am going to start off by telling you what the problem is. According to Barbara Sprung, author of Stress, in today's world, stress comes in many forms, which may range from unreasonable deadlines at work, to coping with demanding children, to wrestling with financial concerns, to fighting with traffic, or even a test you haven't studied for. Stress is difficult to define. For example, the stress of a crying baby can cause a tension headache. I'm sure some of you are struggling with some sort of stress right now. There are also a lot of times where stress can just take over a person and they may end up committing suicide or even hurting themselves. Now that I've informed you about the problem, let's stretch our way to the causes and effects in stress. According to Reader's Digest, author of The Stress Factor, stress may seem like a disease of modern time caused by fast-moving, ever-changing lifestyles, but it has been with us ever since time has existed. Like I've said before, anything can cause stress. School, work, family, and the list can go on and on. We as a class and others usually deal with mental stress. For example, losing a job, the breakup of a relationship, or dealing with a friend's or family member's problem. According to Vilma Lavani, author of Classic Yoga for Stress Relief, most people panic when faced with difficulties, and this increases stress levels immediately. The effects of stress can be, for example, a person who has experienced a number of different events, such as death, a divorce in the family, losing his or her job, is more likely to become a victim of stress and really can become ill. Now, let's see. When we get stressed, we're usually not ourselves. We usually are sad, and many of us can tell that we're upset. And now I'm not going to say that we're all going to become a victim of stress. It's just usually we're just different. Usually people like to help out, and really you don't want nobody talking to you because you don't really want to talk about it. Now that we know the causes, effects, and stress, let's take a deep breath and discuss the solution to our problem. According to Vilma Lavani, author of Classic Yoga for Stress Relief, yoga is a combination of practices which produce inner calm and tranquility that goes deep into the mind and body. When you are relaxed and in control of your emotions, you will be able to cope with even the hardest problems. The gentle movement and deep stretching of yoga improves the circulation and releases the tension in muscle groups. After you've taken the test you haven't studied for, there's really nothing you can do. There's no reason to stress out about it. Everyone makes mistakes, and there are always going to be times where you forget. According to Nidamala Harisa, author of Dr. Yoga, meditation helps you restore confidence in yourself and solutions to your own problems. Whenever you have time, just plug in your headphones, lie down, and close your eyes. You want to focus on letting everything go and releasing the tension in your body. Sometimes just hitting a punching bag or watching TV just isn't enough. And the plus side, yoga is considered exercise. According to Judith Hansen, author of the Women's Health Book of Yoga and Health, the popularity has soared in recent years because people are seeking healthier and more long-lasting solutions to stresses of modern living rather than just turning to medication. Now that you know yoga is one of the best ways to relieve stress, let us meditate and go what we have gone over. After listening to my speech, I hope that you feel a little bit differently about yoga. Let me tell you right now, yoga is not all about flexibility. Not everyone can do a headstand or even the simplest stretches, and that's okay. If you ever decide to do yoga, you go as far as you want to go. If you can't touch your toes, then don't force yourself to touch your toes. The great thing about yoga is that you're pretty much in your own world. No one is there to bother you or make fun of you, and sometimes that's all we really need. It's nice to be alone and not think about what happened today or what's going to happen tomorrow. According to Lane Galavas, author of Yoga Mini Book for Energy and Strength, yoga philosophy believes that all challenges can be solved by building inner strength and character. Everyone's life is full of ups and downs, and the latter can be hard to overcome. Yoga can transform your life by teaching you a new way to think about the world without stress. Another really cool thing about yoga is I'm sure many of you heard it's like a religion-basis thing. Well, to be honest with you, it's your own religious basis thing. Like when you're in meditation, you can pray to whatever you want. You don't have to pray whatever you want to do. I mean, you could pray to God, you can pray to the fawns, whatever you guys want to do. Basically, it's just basically your own thing. Stress occurs in everyone, and one of the best ways to relieve it is by practicing the art of yoga. I have just discussed with you on what is the problem, second, what are the causes and effects, and lastly, what is the solution to our problem. Thank you.